It's a nice looking place.
Yeah, it is. You can see certainly very far and very high up. Can we move
Yeah, it is
away?
It is kind of daunting. Yeah, well, we got to wait for the cameraman first, but we should
still,
be good, yeah.
We don't have to wait here.
No, probably not. Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Mindless Show. Today, I'm your host, Mr. Mindless Show. Hello. We're doing a school life. It's a little kind of documentary type thing with a lot of lousy escalators, a lot of noisy escalators. That's right. So today we'll just be talking to a bunch of people about what it's like to be in uni and all that stuff. I've been lift. We're going to go upstairs and talk to our first guest. I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but that's not good. Oh, actually, we're going to go up, that's right.
He fell on the knife 14 times.
Yeah, I fell on that 14 times, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, good, she's here.
I'm pretty sure there's a case like that.
Yeah, I probably won't be surprised.
Like a wife who murdered her husband, and it was just like he fell on the knife repetitively 3 times.
It's like, just kept rolling over and over and over.
Yeah.
Cool, we're going to film it down here because it's way too windy in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go.
And heights.
Yes.
And heights.
Thank you.
Alright.
Here or like round the corner?
We'll be here actually. I think the red is nice.
Swinburne red.
Yeah, Swinburne red. Okay, so this is that person we don't really know. I'm obviously Mindless. I introduced myself before. I'm so sorry about the lift. I did not realise that would happen. I kind of forgot that there's like a fact that lifts close. Anyway,
Yes.
I mean, it was already open. Okay, so we're going to just talk about school life, uni life in particular, and then do some comparisons pretty much to high school.
Mm-hmm.
So firstly, what university is this that you go to and what course do you study?
This is Swinburne University. I'm doing media and communications. Yeah.
Is there like a particular like major you're doing? You can come through to
The major I'm doing is advertising and digital advertising technology. It's a co-major.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what got you onto doing that?
I was really interested in the creative side of advertising, particularly the slogan and imagery and stuff like that they use. That got me really interested. Yeah, but we aren't really doing that till about third year, so that's a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But I found stuff in the course that is in a different direction but still interests me. But it should still fit in with those majors. So.
Do you have a favourite class that you're doing right now?
Currently,
of the 2 years that you've been doing it?
Currently, my favourite would be, I guess, advertising ethics is really interesting. It kind of covers cultural considerations, the ethics, issues of that type of stuff. There's also a digital content management that I really enjoy, and that's really good as well. Yeah.
So you've only been doing it for like a year now. This is your second year?
Yes, this is halfway through second year. Yeah.
What So I guess what really got you into doing Swinburne?
I think its reputation is generally different to a lot of the other universities in Australia. It hasn't quite got the reputation that say Melbourne Uni or Monash has for a say business degree or a science degree or that kind of thing, or an arts degree. But I think the environment is a lot better for how I learn, and I'd say it's a lot more welcoming. It doesn't really have the stigma that Melbourne University has, where people stay in their kind of social environments from high school, particularly private school kids. Having come from private school myself, I know that friends of mine who have gone to those schools, have gone to those unis, actually struggle to make friends, that they're often alienated, that they can't really meet new people easily. Well, not as easily as I have at Swinburne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's actually move into there because I've just realised if a lot more people come through, it's just going to get kind of
Yes.
annoying for the footage.
Cool.
So why did you go to a private high school? Yeah.
Yes.
Why did you go to a private high school? Do you want to take a seat?
Sure. I wasn't really my decision. It was my parents.
Of course.
I did get.
Do you have rich white parents?
Well, the cliche is that we're comfortable.
Yes.
Or that's the.
The terminology, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I at least got to choose which. So I went to various ones when I was, because there's you essentially go and you tour the high school when you have a prospective enrollment.
Yeah.
So I've been to Melbourne Grammar, which I was at before I moved to Sydney, and then when we came back, there was essentially a decision process of do I go to an all-boys school, do I like that kind of stuff, and we ended up at my high school, Geelong Grammar, which is essentially the most well-off, highest, it's stupid how well off they are. 100% of their government funding goes straight into scholarships. They don't need money from anyone.
Damn.
They spent, I think it was $30 million recently building a new hall that they raised in about 2 years.
Do you think it would have been a different experience to have gone to a public high school?
I went to public schools essentially before high school.
Okay.
So I have some experience, but again, it's much younger. And it's certainly a different environment. Even being a boarding school, Geelong Grammar has a different environment again.
Yeah.
So I was there from 7 till 12. That was the longest I've ever been at one school. Before that, we moved back to Victoria, I hadn't lived in one place more than 2 years. My parents have moved about 21 times.
Jesus Christ.
In about, I think it's like 22 years of marriage now.
Yeah.
So we've moved around a lot for Mum's work. Dad's been retired as long as I've been alive. He used
Comfortable.
Yes, he used to be a barrister.
Ah, yeah.
But he's 75, so it's kind of understandable that he's been retired since he was, 55, 60.
Yeah. Do you have older siblings that have...
I have two older half-sisters.
Okay.
Don't get me started
No,
on that. Yeah,
kind of avoids the topic, but yeah, no, that's...
I have a half-step nephew-in-law. Let's not,
That is way too complex. Like, I
Yes.
couldn't even wrap my head around second cousins when I first found out
Yeah.
that they exist. I'm like, what does that even mean?
My mum is one of 14, so...
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of, family tree is skewed and weird and odd. So they are... I have to do the math. One's, I think, 32, 33, and the other one's 38.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're quite a bit older,
Yeah.
15 and 18 years older. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I sometimes envy the fact that I used to find it weird when people grew up with just one sibling.
Yeah.
Or no siblings at all. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's it like to grow up with no siblings at all? And I'm like, you kind of have more of a reliance on friends, whereas for me, I had two brothers, so I didn't really...
Well, I have a little bit of perspective of that because they're a lot older. They were already out of home.
Yeah.
And they have a different mother, and I'm very close with the second eldest, but the eldest, because there's such a gap, I still get along with her, but I see her less frequently, and it's kind of a little bit hard. It's like trying to relate to someone who is, in often cases, twice or more than your age. So it's... I have some idea of being an only child, but also not an only child, so I'm lucky in those ways. Yeah.
Going back to the uni stuff, have you ever gone to any other campuses?
I've been to some stuff at Melbourne Uni and been around that campus a little bit. I haven't been out to Monash, and I've been to Deakin Waterfront.
Okay.
And Deakin Downtown, but
How do the campuses differ from Swinburne? Swinburne's very together.
Yes. I think Melbourne Uni, you can tell that it's been there for a long time, and it's very kind of spread out. It's not really high like Swinburne is. Swinburne, with its like 2 really, really tall buildings, one of which we're in right now, is different. And Swinburne having that train station coming right through and kind of separated into 2 halves that way is a little bit different. Whereas, Melbourne Uni, you walk through it and it's like, oh, I'm in an education environment for like another kilometre.
Yeah.
And I think Clayton would have a similar, Monash Clayton would have a similar vibe because of how far out it is and how much land they have as well. I don't think they have a need to build up like Swinburne does. Deacon's, I guess, different again because they have the woolshed in Geelong that's been, or at least it was like a goods storehouse before it was converted into a uni, and they've got a really interesting kind of setup. They've got I think it's called Hamer Hall, that is an absolutely massive hall that they hold like orchestral performances, but then it's also got a whole lot of space, but it's still a really nice environment because they've got an outlook to the water, the Geelong Bay. I haven't been to Warren Ponds much or Burwood. I have been a little bit to downtown, but I don't think that's so much a student as more of a academic campus.
Have you had any struggles when it comes to like schoolwork and stuff like that for university, especially in comparison to high school?
Well, high school, because of it being a private school, the teachers are very, very invested in you individually, to the point where they go out of their way and out of their time, often to help you make sure stuff is done. They often do a lot of extracurricular stuff that I'm not sure whether public schools would do that.
Probably not, no. It's more of trying to get the group through and then just move on. Some teachers, depends if they're nice enough, they'll give you deliveries. Like I've had that before. I've had teachers give you deliveries.
I think often because of how well paying a private school is, they can afford to pick and choose not only the teacher but the mentality of the teacher. So particularly at that school, the teachers generally have a massive passion for their subject, and often there's a couple that they've actually been previously in a job that wasn't teaching. Like I know there was a business teacher who used to work in, like she was high up in like stock exchange or something like that. Like she was very well off because of that, and now does teaching as a passion. And there was also a chemistry teacher who used to work for a large chemical company, whose passion for chemistry and for teaching is probably what made him not do that anymore. And he basically got me through chemistry in year 12. So there's certainly a difference. I know uni's a lot more kind of, you have to go up and ask for help, and occasionally you're not always going to get that, and that's completely different. There is a reputation for private school kids to fail their first year. That is an issue that comes up because they're not used to being spoon-fed. I'm lucky that I haven't had that issue, that I've been able to do moderately okay and get better the more I've spent here. But then again, also being much more specific at uni, you choose your course, you choose your units, you choose all of that yourself. For me at least, means that when I am doing the units that I've chosen and that I know I'm going to enjoy, I'm putting in 200% the effort that I did in high school, because I'm like, I can focus on this one area, I can nail down and go, yes, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I enjoy, and I'm so much more driven to do the work well when I have that opportunity. Okay.
Do you have any highlighting moments of high school in particular with, say, specifically camp or graduation or just anything, like just an interesting story you'd like to share?
Well, at every Geelong Grammar student who does Year 9 does a program called Timbertop, and every person who does Timbertop talks endlessly about Timbertop. But it's a year at the base of Mount Buller, running, hiking, skiing in winter when there's snow, cross-country skiing. It's essentially a whole bunch of exercise and a whole bunch of fun, and that's like a highlight. There's also stuff like being a boarding school. You get very close to a lot of the people who are in your boarding house. I not so much because I was a little bit antisocial and a little bit kept to myself. A little bit introverted, but you still get close to them and you still feel like you can it's very easy to kind of go back and say, hey, how are things? How's stuff going? Yeah. Yeah.
I guess because it being a documentary on this kind of stuff, I should ask the final question of, I guess maybe advice to high schools or like about, especially for Year 12s, because I know so many people in Year 12 that's stressing like crazy for uni. I'm like, calm down.
Advice, or I'd almost say this is perspective. For prospective Year 12s, or for Year 12s who are looking at uni, they're often told that this is what gets you into uni, or they're told the opposite of don't worry about it, once you get to uni you'll find a way, or even if you don't do well, there's always a way in. And because of my results weren't overly great or amazing, I'd say that it is important, but it's not the final answer. That even if you don't do well, there is a way, but if you try and do well, it's going to be easier, and it's not going to take as much time. Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Well, I think we're done with this part of the show. Thanks for talking.
No worries. Yes.
Cool. I think we should probably get going now because it's getting kind of late. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. What do you think about the place to film it at? I mean, I'm not good at documentaries, so I don't really know if this is even... I mean, not the roof, of course. Very unattractive. But,
especially since it has holes in it.
Yes, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like it's maybe like a compression thing, so like the wind still gets through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll leave you here. I'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye. Cool. How's everything looking? Looks good. Let's move on then. Okay, so I don't have a watch on me, of course, but our next interview is about half an hour, so I don't really know what we're going to talk about, but I think this is the same thing. It's been fun. Hold on a second. Mindless. I wasn't a quiz on before. Mindless show, talk show.
That doesn't really ring a bell.
Oh, fuck, you did that. You do actually recognise me though, like, I have been told I look different now. I had plastic surgery.
It's the surgery.
Yeah, it's the surgery.
There you go.
Yeah. It's not a beard, Jesus Christ. Like the fact that I feel like you actually believe me there when I said surgery. Okay, no, of course not. Nobody does. I feel like this is kind of awkward. Would you be able to maybe do an episode of Minor Shorts on stage again? Because you kind of went missing and completely out of contact. She kind of died, maybe. I don't really know what the end of the road in her memoriam thing.
Yeah, I'll be down.
Cool. All right. Well, do I have your contact information?
I think you do.
It's here on screen. Alright, cool. We'll talk later. Get you ready for episode 2.
Sweet.
Cool. Excellent. Alright, we've got another interview to do, but I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Cool. Alright, I'm recording too. Alright. So how do you think it's going so far? Good? Alright. I think that was a good interview. How'd the lighting look?
It was okay for the most part. Sometimes we're shady, but Melbourne.
Thank God I've got this extra layer. It's not very warm today. I hope Kazuma doesn't mind that it's rained. Like, I thought that was going to be a problem, but then I'm like, you know, now we can't sit down. We'll have to walk around, which isn't bad. It'll make for an interesting shot, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, we'll set him up when he gets here. It should all be good. And then we get to interview you. Not the camera, the person behind it.
I should have brought gloves as well.
Here he is now.
Hello?
Hi. Good, okay. Nice location, right?
Except for the weather, yes.
Except for the weather, yes. Alright, I've got the devices here for you. Your microphone and your iPad. Right, just turn it on. Yep, like this. Get you set up. Liking the weather?
I already said I didn't, so...
How many times have I asked that question? It's just like, it's a weird stress that clogs my mind of like, shoot, what the hell am I going to ask this guy? Like, you know, like...
Yeah.
I was good with the guy we interviewed before because we had, I didn't need to look at the script at all, which is good. Like, it's really weird to kind of like improvise, but I knew what I was talking about in a way, you know?
Sure.
I don't know, I've never done a documentary before, and comparing that, I've never really done a proper interview. It's like, thank God I got the equipment for it, and the camera person as well. I said cameraman before. You're not a man. That's not meant to be an offensive thing. I mean, we're filming her later, so
Yeah.
That wasn't obvious.
Don't you love it when a cold drop just goes down your back?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not great.
That's and we're recording on both ends. All right. I'll hold on to this, I guess. Yeah, I might as well.
Yes.
Yeah, me
Hold
too.
on to that.
Yeah, can you...
I've got 2 shoulders.
Cool.
Sometimes.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this started. So, this is our second interview. We will keep our bags on because of safety reasons. So this is my second guest, Kazuma.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. Good to be here. Loving it. Weather's beautiful. If it rains, we'll have to cut this short and try and find an inside location. So just an FYI. But of course, because it's rained, we can't really sit anywhere because it's wet. So we're just going to walk around. So have fun, cameraman. Let's take a walk.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, feel free to be in front or behind. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll watch out
Yeah,
for you,
we'll
don't
watch
worry.
out for a tree.
Way better here.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd say, yeah.
Not surprising.
That's right, I look like a fisherman anyway. Yeah, so, what course are you doing?
I'm doing a Bachelor of Media and Communication at Swinburne University, which is just down the road.
Yeah,
at
just
the Hall
literally right there. Yeah, that's
Campus.
where our previous guest goes to. I go to it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what got you into doing this Bachelor? You're right.
I got into this Bachelor because my whole family is film nerds, basically.
Ah, yeah.
Mum was an actress for a short time. My father made films and also experimental films. He was in a little group called Digital Sutra. I think that's the film group. He's also into music, but yeah, film is a big part of it.
Okay. So what do you plan to get out of this course?
Hopefully I get somewhere in the film industry or media industry, so on.
Yeah. Do you think you're actually learning anything proper in these classes?
Yeah, to an extent.
That's good. That's
Some
good.
things I learned, some things I already know because I've done it already.
Is it more with your course? Because I've heard a lot of differences between diploma courses and bachelors, but is your work more practical or theoretical?
Well,
Or a balance?
It's a balance this semester, for instance. Last year it was more theoretical. I didn't
Because
do
you're in your second year right now.
Yeah, I'm second year. of university are free, so that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this year has been so far more practical and hands-on. For instance, doing 2 units sound design and also digital narratives where we're making stuff. We're making
Train.
sound. We're making like I don't know, narratives out of sound and sound design.
Ah, yeah.
And then with digital narratives, we're doing this thing called like an interactive documentary or iDoc.
Yeah.
It's a bit complicated. It's just like an interactive version of a documentary.
Yeah, like a point-and-click video game kind of thing.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Just with videos.
Yeah. In respect of your high school, so what high school did you go to?
I went to Fitzroy High.
To the public school?
Yes, I'm a public school kid.
Our previous guest was a private school kid.
Yes,
Yes.
I know that very well.
Yes, I forget all of the people on the show are friends. Most of them. Did you have a fun high school experience?
Year 9 wasn't the greatest, but other than that, yeah, it was okay.
Compare it to like university, like.
Oh,
do you
uni is
prefer-
much better.
Much better. Why
Much
is it better?
More free. You just have more freedom.
Freedom of like choice or freedom of
Freedom
so you can walk around
choi-
a fucking garden.
Freedom of choice, just freedom, basically. Like, you can literally choose your whole schedule. You can organize a bunch of stuff. For instance, I finished all my core units, so I don't need to do any more core units. So I can get a bunch of electives. For instance, this semester, I've only got 1 major unit, whereas the rest are electives.
Okay. Do you do anything outside studying film, like within your course? Like, have you done anything outside just the
Yeah.
general film topics?
I studied Japanese in my first year.
Okay. Any reason why you stopped doing that?
I
Or is it like me, don't like doing languages after a certain period of time?
I failed semester because of life shit,
Ah, yes.
so that didn't help. But the first semester I got 68 out of, so a credit, nearly distinction.
Okay.
Second semester, I'm not going to say my mark, it's in the 40s, but
You got a drain behind you.
yeah.
We'll turn through that way.
Yeah.
I want to be more garden, less people walking on the thing, because there's a high school next door, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that break's finished though. Yeah, so do you have any favourite moments from university so far?
I don't know. I don't. I'd just say it's just been a fun experience, as is.
How about a favourite course, class thing, you know?
Oh, favorite class?
Yeah. Or subject or whatever.
Digital video and audio.
Okay.
Where basically our first assignment was create a silent video.
Yeah.
Or silent film. Second one was just make something out of you just using audio. And then third assignment, the major assignment, was make a short film. Except for the sound assignment, I focused on like psychological aspects in film.
Yeah.
So I did that for the silent video and the film.
Yeah. I myself prefer kind of surrealist elements. But no, I mean, look, I like to branch out too. Jeez. Do you have how about a favourite moment from high school or whatever, like whether it be... How about, okay.
It's a favourite moment of high school because one of my... this is like year 7 as well. One of my ex-friends...
Oofed. Realism, right at you.
One of my ex-friends was wanting to ask out someone. He ended up asking out the wrong girl. So he went... So the girl he wanted to ask was Naomi.
Yeah.
And the other one was Lumi.
I see how you can get that confused.
My friend, my other friend, which I'm still very close friends with, who I see him as like a brother, was at the time dating Lumi. So,
Okay.
our friend asks Lumi out because he was so nervous when he was meaning to ask Naomi out.
Did you like do it in person? Like actually go up
Yep.
to them and be like, oh fuck. Like was it meant to be like a test thing or like just
No.
just to build up confidence?
It was to build up confidence, not to ask Naomi out. I mean, not to ask Lumi out. He went to go there to ask Naomi out, but for some reason he said Lumi. And then he straight after said, sorry, Naomi.
I see where his priorities are at.
He turned later, well, not turned out to be, he later identified himself as homosexual or gay, which, yeah, that's fine.
Well, you know, I'm not going to make any comment on that because that could turn out bad if I
Yeah,
did.
no. He,
All good. I mean, yeah,
he was a good friend, and
interesting.
then he, not because he was gay, but like, he just became an arsehole.
Ah, yeah.
Like, a lot of people got into his head that he, like, his sassiness, and, because basically, a lot of people got in his head that he was really sassy and really cool, and then he just became a selfish arsehole.
I look for an interview, I get a roast. How about, did you ever go to camp in high school?
Yeah.
Did you have any good moments there?
I
Not
really
any gay
liked,
moments, just good moments.
I really liked my camp where we had to hike a
That's
lot.
nice, look at that, it's all blue now.
So
Beautiful. Beautiful. Go on.
So we had to hike between campsites, where
Okay.
and so we were split up into 3 groups, I think, and like each campsite had a different activity.
Mm.
So for the whole day, for the morning you would do the activity, and then you would hike to the next campsite. So we all got dropped off at the same point. Some people were lucky and didn't have to hike the first day because we were dropped off at like a normal cabin area. Whereas we all, when you hiked off, you had to sleep in tents, which was fine. But I really enjoyed that camp because basically our group was pretty cool and all that. And we just had good group members. Yeah.
What was the longest camp you ever went on? Like for school? Or are they all just free
I
stuff?
think that was the longest. I don't remember how long, but I'm pretty sure it's like 4 days.
Okay, yeah. I think I was lucky because in high school I got to go to summer camp, and that was not summer with a U, but summer with an O.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like a 9-day camp, that was an experience.
Yeah.
For another day.
We were intending to do like a trip to Canberra as a Year 10 camp.
Okay.
Because at Fitzroy High we had this unit where people could choose, for instance, to go overseas.
We'll follow the path.
Or go to like a campsite like this one that I was talking about before, or go interstate and go to like Canberra.
Oh yeah.
All that fell through. No one went away. We lost our Year 10 camp because no one got the like go ahead from the like school council or principal.
Okay, wow.
So it all failed.
Compare mine to going to Queensland in year 11. But that was the thing for us, we had camp every 2 years, so like 7, 9 and 11. Unless you did music camp, then you did pretty much every year, or theatre camp.
Yeah.
So I pretty much went to camp like almost every year. That was fun. Not really, that depends. How about graduation? Was that an interesting point in your life?
No. Oh, there's this story. There's 2. One's less interesting. One's way more interesting. And then there's a friend's one, which is by far the best graduation I've ever heard, or muck-up day. So ours, I'll start off with the least, like, oh my god bit, but like, one of our classmates set off a flare right next to school. Not flare, sorry, fireworks.
Oh, Jesus. That's actually more impressive than the flare.
Yeah, and the flare has to do with the best one, but
Spoilers.
the second one is during our graduation speech, someone that was picked for it, he did the speech whilst on speed. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. What high school was this again? Fitzroy?
Fitzroy High. So
If you want speed, go to Fitzroy.
our teacher tried to stop it, but it didn't work, and he kept on going. He drew it out for a long time, and yeah, that teacher also absolutely adored him. So, I don't think that he adores him anymore.
Yeah, I'd say.
And my friend's high school, I
Damn,
forgot
that's a
the
loud
name.
helicopter.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the high school, but they on their mock-up day there was like, I don't know how many, but like a bunch of kids on the school roof. They had flares. That's why I mixed them up, and they set fire to the top of the roof. And in that, they were expelled, and therefore had to take their VC exams someplace else.
Wow.
And the police came, fire people came, so on. It was very funny to find out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, lastly, I just want to ask a comparison between high school and university. Just, I guess, in overall general ones. Mostly for like, because the documentary is more or less looking at obviously the transition.
Yep.
And comparing the pair kind of thing. So obviously the different experiences help. So just like I guess, kind of moral message to like year 12s and year 11s and stuff who are pissing their pants because of how much work they have to do. Oh, it's so hard. Yeah. It is for some people. But yeah, something like that, you know.
Well, I think year 12 was just a bullshit year. Like, they were going, oh, this year's to prepare you for university and so on. But realistically, did it prepare us? No, because, like, compared to all the... Like, sure, I've done more, like, words and an essay at uni. But the amount of work I did in year 12 comparative to my first year of uni and so far my second year, even though it's the first semester, I did tons more work in year 12 than my first year and a half of uni.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I think year 12 is just a sham to try and get people to think, oh, this matters for life.
Yeah.
When realistically, it doesn't matter. And the certificate doesn't matter after a year. It's useless.
Yeah.
You could literally not, like, for instance, you could do VC, maybe not do work for maybe 1 or 2 years, and then go to uni and do nearly any course you want, unless it has prerequisites and so on for, like, stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, people could easily or get into film and TV easier.
Yeah.
Rather than needing a 98 ATAR.
It's a 98 ATAR when I tried to join it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2-year diploma, you know, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, cool. I think that's all I really have on mind to talk about.
Okay.
So yeah, thanks for lending your time.
No problem.
Shake hands too. That one person. Cool. All right. Okay. Excellent. Alright, so just take a seat. Oh boy. Oh fuck, that's much deeper than I thought it was. This is like it's like going to primary school. Like it's just
it's
children's
cuddling your butt. It's curved.
Yeah, but I mean it's just so small, it's so short. Okay. Alright. That's not an awkward start to an interview at all. Welcome back. This is our third interview, third and final. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Simone.
Good enough.
Yeah.
No crazy name this time, just... See, some people don't realise that you can have ordinary names. So this is Simone. I am Mr. Mindless. As I've said in the past 2 interviews in the same bloody documentary. I don't know why I open it like it's something new. It really isn't. How's everything looking, lighting and all that? We got Kazuma generously on the camera. So if there's any shakiness, blame him. Cool, so we'll just get started. I feel really like informal by A, having a hoodie, but also having my hands in my pockets, but it's not very warm and my hands get cold easily. And I work in a freezer. Is there any irony to it? I don't know. I wear gloves. It still gets cold. Alright, so we're talking about high school and university and the comparison of the two aliens.
Yep, got to
I
put
don't know.
like a conspiracy theory in there somewhere.
Gotta have a meme.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's not relevant anymore. Okay, so what course are you doing currently at what uni?
I'm at Swinburne as well.
Not over. It's right over there in case you didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing a double Bachelor of Arts, so professional writing and editing, which is mostly creative writing, oddly enough. And then, no, the other one, Cinema and Screen Studies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How we know each other.
Yep.
Yeah, so what got you into doing both of these two as subjects?
The high school I went to sort of forced us to consider if we were going to do TAFE or uni, not just to get a job, but do TAFE or uni. So there was no option to not do any further any lack of further education.
How up themselves was your school?
Oh, they weren't. It was as public as you can get almost. Like, not Lyndhurst bad, but, you know.
What school was it? You don't want to name them, don't
Probably
you?
not, just in case.
In the bad region area, yes?
Yeah, the media teachers were sort of like the only ones that were actually interested in the area. The rest were just sort of trying to get a job.
Okay.
Like, I think in my first year 12, because I did year 12 over 2 years, there was this one position for a teaching job that was available, part-time only. Like 300 people applied for it. So, yeah, they sort of got whatever teachers they could, but, yeah. But, yeah, so I like reading and I like watching things, so I figured...
Combine the two.
Yeah, like, I don't like seeing grammar mistakes in a published novel.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
it irks me because you're paying for that. Oh, so annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was thinking editing. I would
The fuck?
fire alarm again, maybe?
No, it sounded like someone was just a...
School. Probably.
Oh, yeah, do you think it's a school?
Maybe.
Yeah. Alright, continue. That was just
Yeah,
out of
about
the blue.
time. But yeah, so I don't like the spelling mistakes in books, so I was thinking editing. But I've done the one editing unit that you get in this whole course already in my first year.
Okay.
And that told me I don't want to do that anymore. So now I'm just trying to...
Yeah, well, that's the same with my writing subjects. I did as a co-major to do... I wanted to do literature because I'd loved literature in year 12, but it turns out what I actually loved about literature wasn't exactly the reading aspect and analysing the book, but more or less what I love analysing to begin with, but it was the philosophical aspect that my teacher introduced. So, yeah, I've done literature as a co-major and I completely regret it. So, yeah. Screen studies on the other hand I fucking love, so, you know, obviously. Yeah, so, so you're in second year. What has been your favourite subject so far?
Probably the philosophy unit I did as a elective, because I had like 6 electives to choose.
Tell me more, because I'm doing that next semester.
So it's basically language analysis, but in arguments.
Okay.
So you pick out what they're trying to say, how they're saying it, and then you turn it into like a mathematical equation to figure out the strength of it, which isn't as hard as it is. It's just literally you're replacing a sentence with a number.
Yeah, so like when you're on a website and you have to put in a new password and it says weak or strong.
Yeah.
That's like the
If you're
layman terms
stretching.
aspect of it.
If
Yeah.
you're stretching. But the best part of it was the lecturer. It's insane. Like, eccentric is a good word.
Cool, I'm keen.
Yeah, he said he was going to retire soon, so get it as soon as you can.
Fuck. Alright, well let's hope he or she.
He, Michael Dix.
Let's
If you
hope
have
that
to blink that out, I'm sorry.
let's hope Mr. Dix is working next semester. I don't need to blank out. I don't think I need to. It's a lecture. It's probably in like the public records. Google them.
He's old enough that I think he would have published works anyway, so...
Okay. I'm trying to think of all the questions I just asked you, but now I've forgotten all of them. Let's jump to high school for now. How great was high school?
Yeah, look. High school as a social thing was pretty good.
Yeah.
We didn't have many bullies except for like the... Oh, okay, no. If I'm thinking of it this way, everyone was a bully except like maybe 3 people. But, like, you know how there's always that one kid in the class that's asking for it? Like, rude, talks over the teacher, refuses to acknowledge their own mistakes kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had like 4 of them, I think, over my entire high school thing.
Oh, wow. I had more than that.
Yeah, 2 of them moved interstate before halfway through, I think. And the other two just sort of disappeared into the background of high school students. But yeah. So it was pretty good because we sort of had a bunch of people that wouldn't mind talking to you.
Yeah.
So you never had to like try to hide in the bathroom or do the, I don't know, like the stereotypes from high school movies? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, I didn't have that shit either. I don't know where the fuck they got those stereotypes from.
Yeah, and then they're still making
Yeah,
it. They're
probably
still
from
making
America,
their movies, and it makes no sense. Like,
It's an American stereotype. You don't really see it in like Australian schools.
No,
TV or
unless they're really trying to copy America.
Yeah.
Like Puberty Blues does a bit of that. But they kind of overcome it now because usually they do it to help for a character arc, you know, force it through cliche bullying. Oh, he's stuck in the toilet. Oh, he's locked in his locker. We didn't have kids that could fit in our lockers in high school, except for one. And he successfully did it, and we did not lock him in because we weren't assholes. We promised him we wouldn't, and we didn't. Someone may have a couple days later. I don't know. He's
Fair
not dead.
That's good.
I promise.
just tacked on at the end.
Disclaimer. In the smallest of text. In regards to your year 12, was that any fun at all? Like both on educational level and social level?
Yeah, I had fun with it. I liked studying and I liked tests. So, yeah, apart from math after year 10 when it became more like calculator based than mind math, like I enjoyed all of my senior years, sort of. Like there was like the usual like private relationship drama stuff, you know, but apart from that it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I extended year 12 so that I could do more classes because I liked it too much. And then that became a thing because like you could do that. You can do that still. You can extend for like 6 years. And they don't take away from your ATAR. It's just that the best scores you get during those 6 years are the ones that apply for your ATAR.
Jesus.
Yeah. So when I extended my year 12, I sort of told everyone else, hey, this is an option in case you know, can't do full-time high school because you have to get a job to pay for things or you need to look after a sick parent. Or in my case, like just migraines. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
migraines suck.
Yeah, particularly when it's back-to-back and you're just like, I'm not making
Yeah.
up an excuse. I swear I was legitimately bedridden for a solid week and a half. Yeah.
Never have to experience that stuff, which is good. But then I'm one of the only people I know that did not find year 12 to be hard at all. But
Yeah, it wasn't really hard. Like if you...
I think it's a psychological thing. The teachers were always like, oh, it's the hardest year of your life. And then even my dad was like, but like he didn't like the year 11 aspect of VCE because VCE was 2 years. And it's like, it's meant to build upon each other. But year 11 did absolute jack shit.
Yeah.
Like, unless you did a year 12 subject in year 11, that still was only a year 12 subject. It didn't matter if you did year 11 biology, did year 12 biology. I don't think anything really came of it. Maybe an ego.
True.
I am biology nerd, I'm smarter than you.
Oh no,
I don't
you just
care.
start advertising how you do in the Asian 5. Just the, like, was it math methods, special math,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
English,
yeah.
biology, chemistry.
Physics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the equivalent is at your...
Yeah,
high
no, it's
school.
probably the same thing, actually.
Yeah.
It was the exact same from our
Or you go to a grammar school. Most of my Asian friends went to grammar schools halfway throughout high school.
We didn't have to do that. Our English teachers tried very hard to get us...
Oh,
A decent
it
score?
wasn't the school's fault, it was the parents. So that's more of an actual... I guess you could even say it's a stereotype for Asians, but having experienced it in real life, like the parents being like, we want you to do really well in education, not to exactly get you to be a doctor or whatever, or a lawyer, but like, just so you do really well, and some Asian parents are very particular about that.
I personally haven't seen that, but I've personally seen the stereotype be real in the sense of Asian. Like, I had 3 Asian people in my year level, and they all took just math or physics or science classes.
Yeah. I had
Like,
3 of
some
them
of
just
them-
go to a grammar school. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. They didn't like it.
Some do, though. Like, some do genuinely choose to
Yeah.
do them, and, like, respect to them, because,
Yeah.
oh, that workload.
Yeah.
Nah.
How about camp? Did you do camps in high school?
Ah.
Was your school rich enough to afford it?
Oh, we had camps. It's just they kept getting downgraded. Like, okay,
It went
the
from an
senior-
elaborate theme park to like a tent in the backyard.
More like getting a flight to Queensland to do the theme parks turned into being stuck on the bus to Sydney and Canberra because we weren't allowed to on the flights anymore.
Wow, I
Yeah.
went on the flights and I didn't mind it, but that's interesting.
Yeah,
Again,
Why
a
was that?
good comparison.
my brother, his year level, he's like 2 or 3 years older than me, so it wasn't that far behind. But they went on it, and then of course the D-bag of the class stood up on the plane when the belt thing was still on, started trying to harass one of the stewardesses, and yeah.
That sounds like a great experience for that stewardess.
Oh yeah, it was great. She promptly posted a complaint. The school listened to it. He got expelled. There was a lot of assemblies. I think the principal quit that year because when I was in high school, I went through like 4 principals.
Jesus, I only went through 2.
I didn't have any leave. My last year was my principal's last year, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah, no, we flew through them. Same with cooking teachers. They left because of stress leave. Like in I think it was year 7 or year 8, whenever I didn't have the workshop one, which was a nightmare for me anyway because I'm clumsy. So me with the saw.
Yeah.
Shouldn't happen. But in cooking class, this one teacher, because we had like the 4 idiots of the whole year level in that one cooking class.
Yeah.
So scones were made and then put in the microwave, which if you don't know, makes them very hard.
Yeah.
To the point where they bounce off walls.
Yeah. You
I-
don't want to put
I
scones in.
didn't know that, and that's
So they did that. They
Cool.
did the throwing knives in the wall thing. Our school is mostly like wood and like the plastic,
like
the
plaster
cheap stuff?
Yeah.
yeah, until that building burnt down, I think. But yeah, so we
And you
had a
thought
bit.
your year level was fun. Holy shit.
I was the quiet one. I was always like in the back reading with my friends, or yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all that stuff going down.
Oh, it was great. Like we had an anime club in year 9, I think, which then got the school board cut it out
Oh,
in
wow,
year
we had
10.
ours for like 3 or 4 years. It's probably still going in my high school, to be honest.
Ours got got cancelled for a while because one of the new teachers walked by and just saw a lot of bouncing. So they
Bouncing.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what would bounce in an anime.
Nah.
Not one thing.
Was it a volleyball one by any chance?
No, but it was one with a lot of girls who had magic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Madoka Magica? I don't know. That's like the only. Is that
No,
even?
that's-
Is that actually an anime? I don't even know. I've heard the name, but I don't really
That's
know
an
what the fuck it
anime,
is.
but that's like the sort
That's
of
a kid's-
chibi.
Yeah, that's the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Kids can't? No, not gonna say that line.
Don't want to get
Kids
tagged.
can't watch anime. What? What do you want about?
High school D times D?
DxD.
Yeah.
Did you say times?
Yeah, I did.
Wow. I mean, I haven't watched that one. Jeez. No, that one's not that bad though. Have you seen Rosaria plus Vampire?
Is
don't
that
think
the
I have,
one you're
no.
talking about? Yeah.
There's no
Not
reason.
surprising.
No reason
I've
for a
heard of
bunch
it,
of like
but
what,
yeah.
15-year-olds? Oh, I
Yeah.
guess. Still no.
Red
No.
Dead Time manga.
That
Hey,
whole
we-
thing
we-
is a bunch of panty shots and then just bouncing.
We watched the.
Was it just
Most-
all girls in the...
No, I was the only girl.
Oh, okay.
We
Which
So why was it cancelled? Because if you were fine with it, it's not like...
one of the teachers walking past thought it was like,
Oh.
not
Yeah.
the right content.
Whereas we had like 5 teachers who were like, yeah, we watch anime. They can watch anime. Who cares? They actually projected it in the library like every Friday at like lunchtime. It's pretty good actually. But then like there were so many different animes to watch, and you could only get for like 1 episode in the whole 1 or 2 episodes if you were lucky, if everyone arrived on time. And so they were like every 3 weeks they kept trying to put on a different anime instead. I'm like, this is why you watch films instead of TV shows, because the TV shows are gonna go for fucking forever. Like we watched one in. It's actually a forensic class, which is really weird. Like a really weird class to be watching stuff. And
You had a forensic class?
yeah, we had a forensic class for a semester, and it was amazing. And that teacher that we had was one of the librarians who loves anime, and he both showed us Dexter in class, for obvious reasons, it's a show about forensics, but also because it's fucking Dexter, it's pretty good. This being the first season, and he showed us, it was just another anime that was very, more than rated M, let's just put it that way. Yeah.
For mature
So-
audiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know why we watched that, to be honest. We just watched anime randomly in class for no real reason. It's like, well, we got nothing else to learn today. Let's watch anime. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Best class in high school.
Our school started monitoring our internet usage.
Ah,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah. Very, very quickly after we got the laptops. It was like year 8, I think, or something.
I think ours was year 9. Yeah.
I'm like a year older than you, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours was, for us when we were in year 9, that's when we had the Friends class. Made it much easier to watch Dexter and anime in class.
No, we just watched it during global studies. That was the one class where they couldn't tell anyone off for it.
No, no.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Oh, our teacher was basically a weeaboo. He loved Japan, but he could never afford to go.
That's what we love about us. We had a teacher who, Asian as well, but she came in during one of our forensic classes because we were watching anime. She's like, I heard that you're watching this anime. Like, she literally heard it through the wall, and she's like, it's that anime. Like that kind of an experience. And she just like pretty much ran into the room and just sat there for like 5 minutes watching it, ignoring her class. But I don't know if she had class or if she was marking papers. I don't know what it was.
If
like,
it was Attack on Titan, that would make sense, because if any fan hears
that's
that
actually
ringtone,
exactly what it was.
boom, there we go.
That's
if
where we were
anyone
introduced to
hears
it
the
in that
starting of
class.
that tune.
Yeah, we were introduced to
Yeah.
Attack on Titan in that class, and our teacher just loved it so much. She came in and watched like the first 5 minutes of it.
Attack on Titan is one of the most overhyped anime.
Yeah, let's just avoid that the live action movies happen.
Let's just
Why?
avoid talking about this and get back to the topic of hand.
Alright.
Too much breaking onto anime. Jesus, should have you in the anime
Well, it
episode.
involved our school, so.
Yeah, it did involve school. Shut up, mister. I can connect everything to a wire. That's not even like a technological joke. It's just, that's not even, I don't even know why I said that. Anyway,
I'll go back to camps, because there's another one.
okay,
We
yeah,
had
yeah.
a ski camp, which was for the top students of the school. Because they were the only
AKA
ones
most
deemed
behaved.
Yeah, that was legitimately
Yeah.
the reason. It still didn't really help.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I am exceedingly clumsy. So I promptly chose a board, because that way I wouldn't break my ankles on the ski.
Yeah.
And
That's what you
then-
think of when you have a ski, seriously? Breaking your ankles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried them on, it just dislocated. 'cause
Okay, I'll just say
ballet.
that I was a kid when I first learned how to do that, and I didn't care.
I was, like, 16.
My only thing was like, I don't want to fall on my ass because it hurts. I did. It was ice. Skating rinks are not fun, or just skating
Oh,
together.
skating rinks, yeah, no. Ice rinks, no, they're not made for...
No, but there was also that was when I was thinking of ice skates, but when we actually did skiing, there was a hill, like a practice hill thing that you could go on, and I went on it, and I did so badly, I crashed into 3 different people, and they were all couples. Yeah, I had no sense of direction.
That's fun.
Yeah,
He's
I think
breaking the ice, okay? Sorry.
Yeah, no, there are 3 people who
They're
became
joined-
couples.
They're joined to game sword. They, what about nighttime?
Yeah. I was about like 6 then, so yeah, but clumsy as well.
Yeah.
Not that really anymore. Verbally clumsy, that's a different story. Yeah, so how'd that end up turning out?
Yeah, so this was during the practice drill on the beginner's slope thing. And so I got to hear maybe like 3 sentences of what he was explaining before someone tipped into me, and then I was just down the hill. And then I don't know what happened, but I ended up on the intermediate track.
Oh, no.
And so I just got propelled down, didn't fall, right?
Wow.
I was up the whole time because I was like squatting from like the ballet training. I was there like balance. So got down to the bottom, got reamed by like 6 people on skis. So it was like a pile of us. And then one of the emergency vehicles, like he just sort of like lugged me up, threw me on the back, and then just drove me up to the top of the mountain. So I'm there trying to call the guide, wouldn't answer. Tried to call my supervisor at school, wouldn't answer. So I just went into the cafe and hung out there for 3 hours. And then the supervisors all came back up running, going, "Have you seen Simone?" And then I'm just there with a coffee going like, "Oh, hi, I tried calling you. I just couldn't find anyone." And then like the trainer guy just like pushed everyone out the way and was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And I'm just there like, "Oh, sorry." Because like, what can I do?
You can't
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah, like so, it's not like I went, you know what would be fun as a beginner? Intermediate route. No.
Yeah, again, that's why I did the practice thing, and I just kept crashing into people, so.
Good sign to not do it.
Yeah, I think I ended up going on toboggan afterwards instead of going on instead of actually doing the skis. I think we all decided to we had like 2, maybe 3 toboggans with like 3 groups of us, but like my mother and youngest brother stayed down at the cafe at the bottom of the mountain because they were like, yeah, we're not going the fuck up there. We're not doing that. The sight's enough for us. We don't need to ski. And so, I mean, my youngest was like 4 at the time, so, you know, wouldn't really want to ski with him, would you? No, I wouldn't. How about graduation? Was that a moment of discussion? A moment to discuss?
There was a bit of, how to put it, there was like arguments going around the school for the graduation for my first year 12, because VCAL and VCE, obviously, like, they're separated in the school. Like, they don't really meet each other unless, like, you want to go to the cafe, but then they get out earlier.
Okay.
So it's like the school unofficially...
Discrimination.
Yeah. So they got a barbecue, and that's when they got the invitations sent out for the graduation. So they had a barbecue for it all. And then the graduation night, which was the same night as ours. And then... like, yeah, parents were like, the people who didn't try to do academic studies shouldn't be graduating with them. And I'm like, yeah.
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 Wow.
But so, obviously, then people were shut up quickly. And then the graduation thing happened, and then it was fine.
That's good.
Yeah, like, the only real... oh, I keep forgetting the word, drama. The only real drama on graduation night, apart from me falling down the stairs because high heels, was the ducks wasn't there.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like, she was overseas with her family. Yeah, because, like, their culture or something was they have a huge, like, graduation ceremony, not just a night.
Ah, yeah.
So she went over for that, and then the person who got runner-up ducks was, like, spouting fire, like, I'm here, I deserve it.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would have loved it if they just gone up there and, like, was the actual ducks a girl or a boy?
Girl.
Of course. And like was it the secondary, the runner-up guy or girl?
Girl. Yeah.
Damn, I couldn't make it a sexist joke. Okay. Wasn't going to. But like, as if like that girl like goes after her and just like says all these polite things about the actual ducks and like goes on about them and like says all these lovely words and then just goes into the mic and says, she's a bitch, and then walks away.
Oh, I wish we were allowed speeches. That would have been so much more fun.
Yeah,
So
all I
much
had
more
was a
fun.
saxophone. I was in the band for like 3 years, so like I got to play at 3 different graduations, and that was good because if you're sitting there in the audience, it's boring as fuck. So I was lucky that I was playing saxophone. It got awkward when I actually had my whole year level in front of me, but I'm like, I don't care. They don't care. Nobody cares. At the end of this, nobody's even going to say hello to anyone. We'll just fuck off.
Really?
Half of them went to a pub because half of them were like the legal age to drink. Some went with teachers even. They're like, oh, hey, teacher, you going to the pub afterwards? Like, yeah, I'll meet you there. We're
did
all good
that.
chums. We're good chums. We're not alcoholics. We're just chums.
Oh, what's that saying? You're not an alcoholic unless you're 30 or something?
I don't know. I've never heard that saying before.
That's my dad's argument, but it's just like, aren't you 60 now? Just, yep.
Oofed. Cool. How would you compare high school and university?
Independent study is the only study. Even if you have a group project, you have to do your own sort of study for it all, just in case. Like, my experience is that group studies or projects don't end up being a group thing. They just don't. You just secretly start messaging your tutor doing the whole, like, this person didn't participate. Nag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence where the memes come from, of like the separated people, like the person who does all the work, the person who just sits there and just like thinks, the 2 girls who talk to themselves, like that kind of shit. It's based on reality.
Yeah.
And that's the joke,
Yeah.
because it's fucking real. Unless you're lucky and you actually have good groups, which
That's
I've
basically
been
my
lucky with.
digital narratives group where I'm doing every bit of work.
Yeah, the documentary you're doing is just...
I'm doing the film editing, I'm making the Clint thing, I wrote everything, I organised all the documents. The only things I didn't do was filming and organising the people. That's it.
Yeah.
So also communicating to everyone.
Groups work if people care. Simple as that.
Which you think they would because they're paying like what, $400 or $500 a semester per unit?
Yeah,
not
I
just
think
that,
people look at group
But like
projects
$4,000
as...
a year.
Yeah.
People look at group subjects as just like bludge, pretty much. Like, oh, it's not that hard.
It's
if
like
you
the
s-
harder ones to do, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
I've only had good experiences with them so far, so I'm pretty happy with mine.
You're the
Like,
lucky few.
I've had a good documentary that I've got a great team working with, and which has taught me how to use this and all of this stuff. Not as professionally this one, I don't think, but good enough really. And I did a poster 1 year as well, so I've learned.
Oh, yeah.
And that was pretty good. Like we separated like who does the information, who goes to the place, who doesn't, who does the poster. You know, it was quite easy to figure stuff out. I guess we just had enough care. I guess that was because we were first years. We're like, yeah, we got to do this. We got to do it right. We want to get high marks. And then we realized it's year 2, and we're like, we don't give a shit anymore.
I think my group got the highest marks. We got 18 out of 20, 90%.
Fucking brag about it. I don't even remember my score.
Because we had
I think I got a 16 out of 20. We're pretty happy with it.
visual designer
Ah, yes.
in our group.
All I had was me, who could. The best thing I could do was Publisher instead of Photoshop because I didn't know how to use Photoshop. I learned how to use Photoshop in high school. I forgot. I'm like, I don't
remember
care.
you asking me about Photoshop.
Yeah, I went with Publisher instead, and we still did really good. Well, I'm happy with how that turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So would you say your university experience so far has been better than your high school experience?
Probably not.
I've heard.
Yeah, probably not.
For what reasons?
I don't live anywhere near this uni.
Oh yeah.
I like
of course.
travel an hour and 40-ish on a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when people are like, hey, let's have drinks after, I'm there looking at my phone. It's like 3 p.m. So you think, sure, 3 p.m. But then it's like 2 hours home because traffic. And then it's like, you got to wake up early for the next morning.
Yeah.
Because like 8:30 starts means getting up at like 4:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, look, I'd go and I'd socialise with you. But no.
I think that's one interesting problem with university. Not exactly a problem, but a thing that you find is just kind of annoying is the time schedule. Because
Yeah, like you send everyone's schedules in on a group chat, and then it's just
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
can't see you here.
or you're in the same, like you're in the same classes, so you try to schedule it together. Sometimes it works. Like Kazuma and I have had the same classes, which is good. But even you mentioned in the last in the interview before. Shit, what were we talking about? All of a sudden, my mind's just gone blank as to what the hell we were just talking about. Schedules, yeah. So you were talking about the 8:30 lectures and stuff like that, and I think.
I wasn't.
Well, you no.
She was.
No, you. What the hell did you? You said something
I just
before.
said you can organise your own schedule.
Yeah, that's what it was. The organising your own schedule. Some classes are pre-programmed, like some lectures. So the 8:30 ones are sometimes pre-programmed. I'm like, I fucking hate that. Like, I mean, currently I only have to get up at 6, so I'm lucky at that. Because it's only like 40 minutes of transport for me. But
6 is still early though.
I mean, I'm moving soon, so it'll end up
Yeah.
being. Oh yeah, because I mean that's the thing. Like in high school, you're like, oh, you know, get up at
7:30 starts. Oh, and then you're like,
Oh, you had a 7:30 start
made no sense.
for high school.
8:30.
I had an 8 o'clock start, and I had to get there by
no,
7:30.
sorry, 8. Yeah, I had 8.
Yeah, and I was pretty good. I mean, I lived like 15 minutes away from my school, so it didn't really matter for me. But like that was get up 7 o'clock, and even that was a struggle. I'm like, that's right, university. I'll have a few days off. I can get more sleep and whatever. It's not how it works. You need consistency, otherwise you're fucked. So I think like that's a convenience of game work. You get a job if you get morning shifts, and you have morning classes that obviously don't collude with each other. You have like one day you go to work at 6, wake up at 6, and next day you wake up at 6 to go to uni. You know. Sometimes it helps.
For me, it's just volunteering because can't get a job. Still.
I feel like I should just interview myself about what it's like to have a job and be at uni at the same time because...
Probably in a different interview though, because this one's going a bit long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not actually going to interview myself. That'd be so
No,
weird. It's like...
Just a
so what was it
tripod
like
in the
to-
mirror, and then be done.
No,
Just every now and then turn directly to the camera.
This is like have...
Make yourself interview a Vine.
No. Final thoughts.
Well, it's dead.
So, you prefer high school to... Is that both because of the workload and social life, but also because of transport? Or mainly because of transport?
Sort of a mix of all three. Sort of. Like the culture that you make with everyone in high school, if you have a good group of people in high school. Like you get to know everyone and like you're comfortable with who you are. But then as soon as you leave high school, you're just sort of like there going, who am I? And like, what do you want to do? Because then it's
Yeah.
like you don't have the backdrop of, I'm a high school student, I can figure it out later.
Yeah.
Once you're out of high school, you're just sort of there going, oh.
Fuck.
adulthood starts.
internal screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I preferred high school for that.
Yeah, I've got over missing high school at the end of last year. I think just because I myself had my own resolution by the end of first year uni and was like, I'm comfortable now. Like, I've got good friends. Next year I'll make sure I make more, I'll keep the same ones. It's a tricky process, uni, but I think you get used to it.
Yeah.
Cool, well, thanks for being in this documentary on transitioning from high school to uni and school life in general.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, your hand, yeah. Handheld camera's not great. So I guess I can also end the whole doco here. I was going to do like a whole separate thing on that bench, but then I'm like, nah, I'll do it now while I'm recording. So thanks for watching this different take for the Mindless show, in particular, more direct interview styles in different locations, featuring different people, including new people. If you've liked the Mindless show, feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more. There's links in the description to more Mindless show and anything else, really, on this channel. Outside of that, I will go back to my fishing range and see you later.
Oh my god, it's cold.
I just zoomed in out there.